So you have an idea and you've had it for a while. Maybe it's a book, maybe it's a podcast, maybe it's a clothing brand, maybe it's a course, maybe it's a workshop, maybe it's a program, maybe it's a business, something that God has put inside your heart, but you haven't been able to put it out yet. And every time you sit down to work on it, something happens, life gets busy, doubt starts to creep in. You make a little progress and then you stop. In today's video, I am going to show you the exact system to go from idea to done and complete, all in 30 days. Not perfect, but done. And I also want to encourage you to wait to the end of this video where I'm going to reveal one more secret thing which will help you in order to execute your God-given idea within 30 days. Now, I know and I can understand that right now you've had this idea and there comes a grief of having this idea because you've been sitting on it for a while and you feel that the more time goes on, the more you have this idea and you haven't moved with it, the guiltier you feel. And what can happen is that when God gives us an idea, heaven unlocks and opens and gives us the resources to be able to execute that idea. The Bible talks about there are times and seasons. There are times to build. There are seasons to build. There's seasons for rest. And don't think that God has gone ahead of you and prepared for whatever that season it is. And some of us, the longer we sit on an idea, the more it starts to really get on us. And we know when we have missed the time, we've missed the boat, we've missed the instruction, or we just haven't acted on it out of fear. There's also some of you, I know you have tried to build. It's not that you have a problem with finding 30 days time, setting that time aside to work on your idea. The problem comes with that you don't have the system to execute what it is that God has placed inside of you. And as a result of it, you have got your Canva right now. If we were to open up your Canva, it's full of unfinished ideas and projects. You've got voice memos, you've got Google Docs, you've got so many things right now of great and exciting ideas, but you just cannot seem to complete them. Or maybe you are the person that, listen, you've got the time, okay? You've got the time to do these things, but you don't have the right framework to execute this. Now, in today's video, I'm going to break down to you the 4-step system to this 30-day completion framework from taking your God-given idea and getting it to done, complete, and launched. So if you're ready, let's get to the whiteboard. Okay? So, as we get into this, I need you to understand there are very clear parameters around this if you want to execute your God-given idea within 30 days. 3 rules I'm going to give you, okay? Number 1, do one thing at a time. We're not trying to do 20, we're not trying to do 15, 2 or 3, no. Do one thing at a time. Finish one thing before you now move on to the next. Number 2, allocate a planning day, okay? Have one day in the week, that could be a Sunday, could be a Saturday, whenever it is. Have one day in the week to plan ahead for the next week. The reason why we do this and have planning days is because you want to wake up and know exactly what it is you need to focus on and do that day, without thinking or spending that mental capacity, that mental effort thinking, what I need to do today, what am I doing tomorrow, what am I? No, you've already spent time where your mind is free and clear to be able to map out day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7. This is what I'm doing each day. Now, number 3, as you are building, you are going to pray and build. Pray and build. I always tell my mentees, people that I coach, clients, students, as much as you are building your God-given idea, project, plan, course, t-shirt brand, whatever it is, you have got to be praying twice as much. I always talk about the story of Nehemiah. Nehemiah had a great burden, and this burden that he had was to build the walls of Jerusalem. And even when Nehemiah was building, he didn't come down for nobody or no one until that idea was executed. But even as they were building, because of the threats of competitors and people and stuff like that, enemies, they were building. But in the same hand, they had swords in their hands. They were building and they were ready to fight anybody that would come and try to stop them from fulfilling and completing this war. So those are your 3 key rules that you will need to execute if you're going to be successful. Now we can get into it. Okay? So, welcome. 30-day completion framework. Okay? We are going to take this step by step. Week one is day 1 to day 7. And what do we do in week 1? In week 1, we define the idea. Okay? That is all we are doing. So what does define look like? Define looks like one idea, okay? That idea, we are clarifying that idea. Okay? So there's no if buts, where you should be able to answer 3 key questions within this week 1 about your idea. Number 1 is, what exactly are you building? Who is it for? Okay? And what does complete look like? And I say this because, and I say this because we're not going for perfection. We are going for complete, done. Okay? Remember that. We are not going for perfection. If you're going for perfection, you're going to be there for years. We're going for done and complete. God breathes and blesses things that are complete and out there, okay? He doesn't bless half-baked things, half-done things. So we want to complete the idea and get it out of there. Now I want to highlight and say, listen, just because we are going for complete and done doesn't mean that we are going for mediocre or low quality things. That is absolutely not it. We are kingdom children. We have a perfect, an excellent God, and God requires excellence from us. So why would we not give excellence to our fellow brothers and sisters in Christ? Okay, so your idea should produce excellence, but we are not after perfection, because perfection is the enemy of progress. We're trying to get this complete in 30 days. So in 30 days, all you are trying to do is define, get clarity, work on, figure out, what is this one idea? Am I clear on what this is for? Am I clear on who it's for? This also talks about your target audience. Who are you creating this product, this program, this workshop, this business, this course, whatever it is for? Who are they? Do you know exactly who they are? And then finally, what does complete look like? Because once it's done, you know what it looks like. I always say to people, imagine being in an elevator and I met you in an elevator and I was like, hey, tell me about your idea. What is this God-given project that you have? You should be able to tell me in one sentence what it is, who it's for, and I should be able to gauge what complete looks like, the final product, okay? So remember that. Now, in this week 1, from day 1 to day 7, in the define stage, this is all you are doing. You are not going beyond this, okay? So once you've mapped this out, you're very clear, then you can move on to week 2. And in week 2, we now get to the following. Now week 2 is very interesting because by now you're all excited and you're like, oh, you know, I just want to start building, but we're not building just yet, okay? So week 2 is day 8 to day 14. And all we're doing in week 2 is we are designing, okay? It is a design week. That means for that 7 days, all you are doing is designing. Meaning you are building the skeleton, you are building the structure. You're not actually creating yet. So for example, if it's a book, you're creating the outline of the book. How many chapters? If it's a t-shirt brand that you're creating, you are mapping out, how many collections am I going to have? What is this collection about? You haven't started building the design or creating the design yet, but you're simply mapping out what is the collection, okay? If it is a workshop that you're wanting to host, map out the workshop structure. That's all you are doing, okay? That's all you're doing. So create the outline, map it out. Think about it like a house, okay? I know you're ready to build the house, but we need to have the architecture done and in place first before we can start to build and put the bricks and lay everything else. We've got the framework done, okay? Now, this is where a lot of people tend to rush this area. Please don't rush it. I beg of you. Take your time and do it well. This is also the week that you need to make sure, okay, that you are praying. Every week, every day, you should be praying. But I say this week because I always notice it's around this week people start to feel, is this really going to work for me? People start to feel resistance. People start to entertain thoughts like, yeah, I don't know if I'm really, if I feel like I'm working, but I'm not seeing anything. Of course, you're not seeing anything yet. Why? Because you are in the middle. You've just built the outline. You can't see the outline yet. But once you start to build the bricks and you see it complete, then you can see what you've built. So please keep praying. Let's now move on to week 3. All right. So week 3. This is day 15 to day 21. And in this week, you're creating, okay? That is all you are doing, okay? This is the rule. 1 piece of creation per day. In those 7 days, all you are doing is creating, okay? Now I need to be very clear. There's no editing. There's no going back and refining. You are not going back. There's going to be a time specifically where you'll go back, you'll refine, you'll edit. But this week isn't that time. All you are doing is 1 piece of content, 1 piece of design per day, 1 piece per day. Whether that's 1 chapter a day, whether that's 1 page a day, whether that's 1 page of a devotional, whether that is 1 module of your course, whether that is 1 t-shirt design of your 6-piece collection, okay? That is all you are doing in that day. 1 piece per day. No going back. Even if it's imperfect, don't worry. We'll come back to it and we will fix it, okay? At the refining stage. But right now, you are moving forward. You're not looking back like Lot's wife. You do 1 piece, the next day you create the next one. The next day you do the next one. The next day you do the next one, okay? Now, this requires discipline. And this is also where people fall down as well, okay? You've got to be disciplined to make sure that you are committed to doing 1 piece per day. Honestly, this is where a lot of people quit because they cannot commit to creating. And the thing is, when you see yourself creating, it should make you excited. You should be like, oh my gosh. Because by the time you get to the end of the week, the end of week 3, this phase of creating, you're going to look back and see, wow, I've written how many pages? Wow. I've designed 6, 7, 8 pieces. Wow, I've actually filmed and I've done the course. I'm 50, I'm 80% there. Okay? So, as you are going through this week, pray and press in. Focus. Do not lose your gaze and your focus, okay? Keep your focus going in. All right? And let's move on to week 4. And you see how quickly 30 days will go. All right? So week 4, okay? So week 4 is what? Day 22. And we are going straight to day 30, okay? And this is the week of what? Completion. Now, very key point. Remember what I said to you before? I said to you in week 3, we're not, if you're moving forward, move forward. We're not going back yet. There's going to be a time for refining. You can use week 4 to refine. So what you do in this week is very important, okay? You use this week to review. You use this week to refine, okay? You use this week to edit. And then what do you do at the end? You release it, okay? You release it to the world. You put it out there, okay? Now, remember what we said. This is about being done. We are not after perfection. But yes, we want to put out good quality, high quality, excellent standard out there, okay? So it's very important that we have that in our mind. The world needs what God has deposited in you. They don't need what you're still polishing in private for 6, 12, 8, 15, 27 months. That's of no use to anybody. They need what you carry inside of you. And if you focus for 30 days, you will surprise yourself at how much you can actually execute and you can get done. Okay? So that is the 30-day week. That's the 30-day completion framework. Now, I really just want to hammer on. Remember the 3 rules that I mentioned. Number 1, do one thing at a time. Number 2, I mentioned have a planning day. You could use Sundays as a planning day, but make sure you plan ahead and you map out what you're going to be doing for that week only. Not for week 3, not for week 4. Plan for this week, okay? Plan for this week, plan for this week. So use Sunday if you want to, whatever day you want, and plan for that week. Now, and the final one I mentioned is to pray. Pray and build. Pray and build. Because you will encounter challenges. You will encounter resistance. You will get those thoughts in your head to think, man, who was I to think I could do this idea? What was I thinking? Like, am I being silly? Am I being foolish? Did I hear God wrong? Those thoughts will come. But it is prayer that will keep you in those moments that you feel like falling off. Because what you have to understand is that in this 30-day completion day framework, you are also the intercessor for what you are building. That's why I said you got to pray twice as much as you are building. As much as you're doing the physical stuff, working, editing, creating content, designing, putting together the workshop, putting together the packs, the PDF guide, everything. You got to be praying in your prayer closet twice as much, because you are praying for those days where you feel like giving up. You are interceding for yourself for those times that you feel like, man, I quit. So important. I really pray that you grab this, okay? So remember every single day, what is one task that I have to do that will take me forward, okay? Now you can go back and watch some of my other videos, okay? In my channel, I've got more things there, more resources, more information that will really help you in being able to complete this. But always think, what is the one thing? It could be even the smallest thing. If you've had a bad day, we all have it. But that doesn't mean because you've had a bad day, you don't do anything. What is the smallest thing or the easiest thing I can do that will move me forward? Think about that and try and do that. Also as well, track your output. Celebrate your success. Oh my God, amazing. You actually completed a whole chapter. Celebrate it. Go and get Chinese. Go for a walk. Go and celebrate it. Celebrate it. And also I want to highlight as well, in these 30 days, there's a reason why we pick 30 days. And 30 days, although it may seem like, 30 days is actually easy, okay? And why is that? Because you can see the end of 30 days. It's not like 60, it's not like 90. It's a lot can happen in 90 days. 30 days is small enough that you can actually see the change. It's small enough that you feel that you can do it. It's achievable. If you feel that if I put in the effort, even if it's 1 hour a day, 30 minutes a day I put towards building this God-given idea, I definitely can execute and I definitely can do it. All right. And if you haven't seen my video on how to have a business meeting with God, go ahead and check it out. I'll link it in the description box, but go and check it out, because this is something that I would encourage you to do every day. Okay, as you are building your business, your idea, whatever it is, for these 30 days, have, even if it's a 15-minute meeting with God, and just double check and speak to him. Lord, what am I building today? Help me as I'm building this. Go ahead of me, steer me, lead me, direct me, guide me in the right way, and write down what he says. And when you write down what he says, move with it. Remember, we are different and separate to the world. The world wants to do what the world wants to do. We are children of the light. We are children of God. What you are building, that idea God gave you, is something that should glorify him. It's something that should build his kingdom. All right. So the challenges we encounter from those who are in the world are going to be different. All right. Our outcome, our goal looks different. And at the end of the day, the goal is to build the kingdom of God and glorify God. All glory must go to him. All right. And it's from that, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all his righteousness shall be added unto you. So I'm going to leave you with this final task. Okay. First thing, I want you to go away and think about, what idea am I committed to? What's one idea I can commit to doing for the next 30 days? Number two, I also want you to identify times in the past where you've tried to start an idea, but you've been stopped. What stopped you? It's important to take stock of, where did you have resistance? What week was the hardest? Honestly, there are times where things may be a mess, honestly, and you just think, take stock of that, because we want to learn as well as we keep going. Remember I said, keep praying. And what did done feel like to you? When you've completed your idea, how are you going to feel? Elated, excited, a shift, a transformation, happy, a weight lifted off your shoulders. I always tell my mentees, my students, that look, have that at the back of your mind. The woman that you are becoming at the end of this, the identity shift that is going to transform your life. Have that at the back of your mind. Okay. And finally, I want you to do these things. I said, go ahead, go now, write down your one idea. Who is it for? What is it about? And what does done look like? 2, what is your 30-day end date? Go and write that down now. You can do it. Okay. And you're like, I need to pray. I need it. Go and set down your end date for 30 days. Okay. Number 3, take one out of your calendar, block it out for the next 30 days. And number 4, tell somebody you are doing this. The reason why it's so important to tell someone that you are doing this is because accountability is everything. And find someone who will actually keep tabs on you for those 30 days. Someone who's not just, oh yeah, thanks, no. Someone that will call you out. We need more people who will call us out. Well, you said you was going to do this. You didn't do this. You always say that. These are the people that we need. Someone that will bug you like, hey, I'm just checking in. How did you get on with your idea? The person that you scared to pick up the phone. You need that person. That's who you need. Real accountability. That's what you need. Now, when I started this video, I mentioned that there was one secret thing, key thing, that when people miss this is the reason why they're not able to complete their idea in 30 days. Can I tell you what that is? It's C, community. You need a community. Okay? Community, that is what will make or break it. The Bible talks about how two is better than one. When you have a community of people who are committed to an idea or committed to executing their God-given idea within a certain time frame, or they're in that same lane of thinking, these are people you want to be around. Because there will be days where you feel like giving up. There will be days that resistance will be hitting you. But when you are in the midst of those people, even if it's online, you go, hey sis, how are you getting on today? I don't know, I feel like giving. I feel like I'm putting in the work, but I'm not moving. I'm having doubts of if I'm actually going to get there. I put in the work, but I'm like, can I actually launch this thing? And you have other people praying for you, encouraging you, supporting you. People think they have to build in isolation, and isolation can kill momentum. That is the thing. So when you are in the midst of community, we are all going together. If you're feeling down, I'm picking you up today. Come on, I'm going to encourage you. Let's pray. Let's intercede. What do you need help with? That is what you need. Community. 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 I can't emphasize community enough. So everything I've said in this video today is essentially what I told you. I teach this, and I take people through this from the beginning to end. I have had people who've had such success stories using this 30-day completion framework, and we actually call it the Call to Create 30-day sprint. I built it because I needed it for myself. I needed to complete the ideas that God had put inside of me. And it was so much He was giving me. And I was like, look, I need to find a way to execute these. And I was able to do it using this framework. And by the grace of God, I've been able to take other women through this. And they have now gone from idea or not sure to actually finished, launched, making sales, moving on to next things and bigger projects. My goodness. All through this framework. So if you are ready to stop planning and never executing, if you're ready to get your half projects in Canva complete, then come and join us on the 30-day sprint. Okay? I cannot wait to see you. I cannot wait to work with you. I cannot wait to walk with you to the finish line. So the link is in the description. The sprint is waiting for you. See you soon.